prior to starting your vehicle, you need to do a pre-op inspection. So some of the things that we need to look for when we do our pre-op inspection are, you start at the side of the vehicle where you get in and you look it over, right? You're checking for damage on your vehicle. You're checking your overhead guard, you're checking the welds. Are there cracks in it? You're checking your stickers, your warning stickers, labels, decals. Are they legible, number one? And are they there? Have they fallen off the truck, right? If so, if they're illegible or they've fallen off, you need to replace them. You're checking any of your housings to make sure that they're solid. Anything that's supposed to be sturdy and solid and affixed needs to be that way. If not, then you need to lock out, tag out. You're checking your mats if you have them. If they're curling up, are they a trip hazard? If so, then you might need to consider changing them. You're checking your seatbelt, pulling it all the way out to make sure that there's no twists or fraying or tears in the seatbelt. You're also going to put it into its receiver to ensure that that works. You're going to check the seat to make sure it locks into position. You're checking your tires. Are all the lugs there? You're checking the tires to see if there's cracks, tire separation, if there's chunks taken out. The manufacturer will allow you to have a certain amount of chunk taken out. At some point, if it gets to be too big, it will possibly fall into spec for warranty to be replaced under that warranty. And then as you're walking towards the front, you're going to check your forks. You need to check to see if there's any stress fractures, if they're cracked, broken. You also need to check the thickness from the back side of the fork through the heel up until the point where it's meant to taper. This needs to all be the same thickness. If you have 10% or more wear on this, your fork is compromised, then it needs to be replaced. You're going to check for chips or cracks on the front. Is the metal rolling back on itself? That tells me that you're shoving or snow plowing a load. You're going to check your mast. You're checking the inside of your channel. Are there metal shards on the inside of the channel? Is it properly lubricated? Do you have damage to the chains, to the hose? Is your hose peeling? Because that tells me that something's rubbing and that needs to be adjusted. If you have metal shards on the inside of your channels, that means that a bearing could be going bad, right? You're looking for significant damage to the front of this unit. You're also checking the welds on your load backrest as well. Are there cracks? Is there damage to your load backrest? Has that been compromised? Your carriage. You're also checking for leaks. Do you have spray marks on the inside of your mast? Do you have a puddle underneath your truck? If that occurs, you need to get that repaired. So you need to lock out, tag out that truck before you drive it. Then as you're coming around on the other side, you're checking the back side of your mast, right? Make sure all the hosing and everything is in good condition. And then you're doing the same thing on this side as you did on the other side. You're checking your welds in your overhead guard in this direction, as well as any other labels, stickers, and decals, right? You're checking, again, to make sure housings, everything is solid in its place where it needs to be. You're, again, checking for significant damage that will impede the safe operation of that truck, along with the tires on this side. Are the lugs there, chunks out, tire separation? If you have pneumatic tires, are they air-filled? If they're air-filled, do they have the proper air pressure? If they're foam-filled or solid rubber, do they need to be replaced? Or then as you're coming through here, if you have an LP truck, you want to make sure that you have your tank on the locating pin, right? If you have it on the cutout, that's incorrect, because if your pressure relief valve is in the wrong position, it can't do its job correctly. Also, there's a fuel pickup tube on the inside of this tank. If you have it tilted incorrectly, it can't pick up all the fuel that you need for your job. Also, you want to make sure that you have proper gap in your connection Too much gap, you're gonna have a leak. Too little gap, you're gonna have a leak. Hand tight only, no pliers or wrenches on to tighten this. Gotta make sure your straps are solid. Make sure this is steady. Again, checking all the housings back here. You're checking for damage on the back side of the counterweight. Is there any damage on the inside to your radiator, to muffler, anything inside there? Any damage that could impede the safe operation of that unit. And as you come back around, you're back to where you started from. And that's how you do a pre-op inspection.
And where are you from?
I am from the Forklift Training Center, located in Cleveland, Ohio. And we come all across the nation to do training for our customers.
Thank you so much, Susan.
Thank you.